This is the Weekly Wires.
Hey, Carlsbad, welcome to another edition of the Weekly Wire. This week's update is that many of us are headed into a new semester. So you'll notice in the original email I sent, there's a link for how to make copies of your Aries gradebooks, really quick and easy. The highlight this week was one I'm really excited about because we often get questions about why we don't have touchscreen TVs. And we like to say the touchscreen is everywhere all the time because the tablet, the computer itself, the teacher model is the touchscreen. Well, last week we saw that taken to the next level where students in Nicole Churchill's first grade class showed us that the touchscreen can be anywhere you want. Check it out.
Pretty slippery.
It is slippery. 10 plus 9
But I did it pretty good.
equals 19.
Did you know? I'm really excited to share Gemini Gems with you. I'm going to show you a particular gem that I created and I'm going to share with everyone. To actually access the gems, you need to click on this hamburger menu to expand out that sidebar. Here I've pinned my gems that I use the most, so that's why you see them here, but you probably will just see the word gems. Sometimes it comes after chats, but if you scroll down on this sidebar, you will find the word gems and you can go to it. And you can see all the gems that I created. You can see some of the pre-made ones from Google, but in this case, you'll have one that when you click on the link I give you, it'll say shared with me. And I'm going to give you this one, this graduate profile lessons. The knowledge includes on the internet, we have a list of all the approved software for CUSD and the software that we've purchased. So I included that because I do want it to use technology, but I prompted it and I'll tell you what I said in a minute. I included the mission statement and the graduate profile. And I also included it, you don't see it right here, but I also included the SAMR model. So that it will reference that as far as like, this is the type of way you're using technology in this lesson. So I showed you how it looks really nice right here. I didn't do that. All I did was I wrote a paragraph. I said something along the lines of, I'm a K-12 teacher. And of course, for you, once you copy this, you're going to tailor it to yourself. So if you're a third grade teacher, you're going to say, I'm a third grade teacher and I use the Common Core state standards, blah, blah, blah. But in this case, I wrote, I'm a K-12 teacher and I want help creating lessons that use technology, but that's in the background, right? Technology is not the main focus. I want to focus on my students or my lessons involving some part of the graduate profile, right? So whether that is a critical thinker, like a lifelong learner, whatever it may be. And then I told it that I want it to use the SAMR model to kind of gauge how I'm using the technology that I do use in my lesson. But technology should be in the background. It's not the forefront. I think I already said that, but just you get the point. I was really telling it how I wanted it. And I did all that and I just kind of did a quick paragraph. And then I clicked this magic button right here, this little pencil with the star thing. And it turned it into this. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to go back because I don't like to play with it there. When you click on a gem, you know you're using that gem because right here, its name is in the middle of the screen. So graduate profile lessons. Okay. And I'm going to enter a prompt. Okay. What I did, I'm going to add something here so I can add files to my prompt. What I did was I went into Achieve and I chose There's Water on the Moon. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there are lesson plans. So if you go to the teacher tab, I clicked on the lesson plan and it does have something there for me. So I downloaded this and I'm going to go ahead and now add it to my prompt. So let's see, add files, upload. Here's that Achieve lesson plan. Okay. And I'm going to say, I would like this to be a 20-minute activity. Okay. So it has this for context. It has my prompt. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it came up with for me. Okay. And it's super friendly, of course, because that's how it's trained to be. But it says, hello, I would be happy to help you design a high impact 20-minute pre-lesson activity for your fourth graders. Based on the Achieve lesson plan you uploaded, it appears the article for this session is There's Water on the Moon. That's a fascinating topic, right? It's very fun to interact with. To tailor this to your needs, and ensure it aligns with the district visions, I have 2 quick questions. So here we go. It gave me something. So it's giving me a 20-minute activity. Here are the subject, the grade level, and telling me again, I chose for it to be critical thinking. I guess they're going to analyze the nuance of words and justify their visual choices. So that's making them a critical thinker. And they're going to be able to have an understanding of these words. Okay. And it's saying that the level modification from the SAMR model, because remember I asked it to help me analyze my technology use this way. I'm going to do substitution. Students write definitions on Google Doc, and that's completely substituting based off of a paper and pencil. If you wanted to use paper and pencil, you could. And then modification, students engage in dual coding, combining text and imagery to create a visual representation of the word's meaning. Okay, so it's just a little bit better than what they would do on paper. So here's the hook: project the guiding question from the lesson plan, have a discussion, introduce the terms briefly. The tech activity, they can do Canva and the Chromebooks, choose one of the words, and they have 8 minutes to create a vocabulary card that includes these things right here. And it even tells you like what you can do as they're doing that. And then the closing would be screen share and prediction. And so, that I asked for a quick 20-minute. I can ask it for a little bit longer and it'll give me more in-depth, but it's just nice because it helps you quickly turn something into a very valuable moment for your students. And it's keeping you aligned with all the things that we want to be aligned with, right? We want our students to fall into the categories that we have outlined in the graduate profile, and we want to be able to justify why we use certain technology or to understand why we're using technology. So this gem does that. Like I said, you'll have the link, and I highly encourage that you share or copy that link. Let's see. So once you have that shared with me, if you go to the 3 dots right here and you make a copy, you'll be able to edit it exactly how you want to edit that gem. And again, you just do it by clicking on the pencil. So let's go on the pencil. And you will have all of this, but you can add to it. You can delete this whole thing that it created and create your own little paragraph. Just remember to use that magic pencil to then make it give you a nice and organized way that this will interact with you.
This has been the Weekly Wires.